Thank you to be here for this reading. I'm really feeling at the moment that you need to be super connected to the present moment as much as you can. I'm feeling that you're like super fragile and you're feeling how good it will get and how strong you will be. You're already really strong. Just the fact that you're here watching this video, you're already really strong. You've been through so many things. But when you were going through those things, it's like you were not having those realization that you're having right now. It's like now you're really feeling what is waiting for you, what's next. And you're so excited. I'm feeling that there is a lot of excitement, like, wow, okay. Now I got it. Now I understand why I've been through all of those things. Now I understand why I've been trained. Because if I wasn't trained with all those things that I've experienced, I would not handle the new chapter that I'm going into. And so what an exciting feeling. Now you're finally in the other side. Now you're finally taking your power back, your life back. And I'm feeling that I don't know how to explain, like I'm really happy for you. I don't know, I'm feeling some really good energy. Some energy of, okay, everything can just be good now. Now that I've understood everything and that I can go through things. Now I know how I would go through things. Now I know how I will be able to change that into a good thing for me. But before, maybe you were too stuck to see how you could change and transform those pains or those bad moments into things that are actually helping you to grow. Now you're even saying like, thank you to those things, because it's a way for me to now play my life for real and play the real game. Wow, okay. Yeah, for me, you really have the world in your hand, but not only the world, your world. And what is good is to start by having our world in our hand first. When you're able to have your world in your hand, you're able to do anything. You're able to create the world, external world that you want, that match your inner world. And now you're understanding how your inner world is just creating your outside world. And if your outside world is not as good as you want it, you know deep inside that the more you're gonna work on your inner world, the more your outside world will match your inner world. And you're in a moment of your life where you're feeling that. If you clicked on this video, I promise that there is something that it means that you're open to receive that. Wow, the world. You're open to receive that, which means that there are some stuff that are, ooh, okay, the moon, and we had the world just before, and the moon. You're in a period of your life where you're introspecting a lot, where you're like really reflecting. Like, as we can see, there is like the reflection, the moon, and it's really the moment where you're understanding how your inner world has to be so peaceful, so relaxed, so comfortable, so confident about what will happen next, to be able to match your outside world and to be able to attract things in your outside world. But maybe before, in the past, you were like thinking that your outside world will give you what you want without even like having to work on your inner world. You were probably thinking that your inner world was just how it is, how it was, and that you couldn't change it. Like this person has blue eyes and I have brown eyes or whatever, and I cannot change that. But now you're like, whoa, in fact, I can create whatever I want if I am first doing the work inside of me. And for that, you have to reflect a lot. The moon, like the night, things that are done more in the darkness, things that are done more in your isolation, more when you're alone with yourself, introspect a lot, go deep inside your inner world if you want to change your outside world. So for that, you have to cut things from the outside that do not serve you anymore for this new chapter. You have to really put some consciousness into energy that you're sharing, because the energy that you will need to go into this new chapter, that's a lot of energy. So you cannot ruin it. You cannot waste that chapter. You cannot waste that pull from that new chapter by putting your energy everywhere and not cutting things that are not supposed to follow you in your new chapter. It's gonna be like hard to realize things like that, but I think that you are really on the way. Maybe you've done it already, or most of it. Maybe think of all the little things that are still here, and that you're probably not looking or thinking, yeah, I mean, this thing can go with me in the new chapter, but in fact you're a bit in deny, like you deny yourself about that. Maybe just look at those little things that still are here, and introspect. Wow. Yeah, I'm feeling that you're really in a moment where you're actually understanding how the world is in your hand. Do we have other things that we have to know? Page of Cups. We already had this one. So it's really like, yeah, for me, you're learning how to flow into this new world without putting too much pressure on yourself. You're learning how to go with the flow. You're like studying that new way of thinking, that new way of looking at life, because you were not looking at life in that way before at all. You were too much inside clouds, and now you're seeing things more clearly. Now, what can you do with that? You're like learning how to deal with that new perspective of life, how you're looking at life, and you're like so excited. You're in a moment where it's so exciting. There's so much things that you can explore now that you have this power of understanding how everything comes from your inner world. Yeah, there's like the Eight of Cups. You know, you're safe now. You're safe to look after the other cups. Like, you're leaving and there's all those cups here, and you're safe to just look around and explore and see if there's other cups around, and you're not like too much focus on those cups that are here. You're not like scared of losing them. You're like really ready to explore even more. And that's really beautiful. To like, ooh, Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is like, you're knowing how to deal with your mental now. You're knowing how to deal with your ego. You're learning. It's like, now you cannot go back to how you were acting before. You cannot go back to things that you were doing or things that you were accepting in your life. It's done. You're gonna have some tests. You're gonna have some difficulties, but it's just they're here to prove you that you're capable of looking at those things in a different look. Now you can cut yourself from your past world, from how you were looking at life before. You're in a moment where you can communicate really well with yourself. you're taking yourself in the equation, as before you were not taking yourself in the equation. You were not even feeling that there was somehow an inner child, or you were not even thinking that it could be possible to take care of yourself, to work on your inner world, to do not accept things, to just go in things that are really feeding you instead of like take from you. Those things you were not capable of looking at that before, and now you're in a moment where you're like, I can cut myself from this past mentality, this past behavior, this past thoughts that I had. Now I'm free. You've cut it. Now you're free. Congratulations, like how exciting. Do we have like another card that could help us to understand even more that like you're free? How good. Ooh. The Four of Pentacles. Maybe before you were feeling like super close to your finances, or like, as we can see, like this guy is really like super caring. He doesn't want to share anything, doesn't want to share any of his finances, or not even finances, but like things that belongs to him, like those labels, those things that could make your ego feel loved or whatever, because you have some validation or some things in the world, external material things that can prove that you're good or whatever. Like you were chasing those things before, and now you're understanding that it's not about that. It's not about having things close to your heart. It's about understanding that nothing belongs to you, and that you can be abundant whatever you're doing, that you don't have to like be so close to those things, material things. You're jumping into a new way of thinking, a new way of acting, a new way of like behaving. You're acting from another level of consciousness. You're not like as close to things, like you're not scared of losing things anymore, because you know that nothing belongs to you anyway. You're not scared of like being too attached to things, because you know that even yourself, you're gonna lose you one day. Like you're more in an open look. You're more grateful for everything, and you do not think that you need to earn and you need to do to earn things. Actually, you're like understanding that you don't have to do to be able to earn. You can just be you, be yourself, be your authentic self, like give a lot, share, be just you, and everything will flow to you naturally, without even like forcing it, without even holding it close to your heart. That's a new way of thinking. That's a new way of acting. That's a new way of looking at life, looking at the world. And it's like you cannot go back to how you used to act. You cannot go back to that. It's done. And when you will have moments where you will go back to that, you will be aware, wait a minute, because you're someone that is looking a lot inside of himself or herself. You're introspecting a lot about yourself. As we say, like the moon, you're going inside of you a lot, and you're understanding that it's all about your inner world. It's all about how you're treating your inner world. And this will make you go super far away in life. The Emperor. I mean, how can you be an emperor? How can you lead people? How can you be that strong reassurance leader if you cannot lead yourself first? And if you cannot if you're not working on yourself first. To be an emperor, you have to be like so relaxed. Your nervous system have to be relaxed in any situation. You're just calm and you're accepting whatever is happening. You're just like, everything's good and everything will flows to me and I do not have to worry. And I'm an emperor. I've worked on myself. I know myself. I know my value. And I'm attracting even more situations and persons that are understanding that value because I understand my value first. Because I've worked on my inner world first to be able to have this outside world matching with my inner world. You're stepping into your emperor era. Ooh, the Chariot reversed. Maybe in the past you wanted to have things really fast. You wanted things to happen right now because you were acting from a space of lack. You wanted things really fast because you were thinking that you were missing. There was something missing inside of you. The Chariot is like things that go fast, determination, motivation. But now it's like you don't even need things to go super fast because you're confident that everything will flow to you anyway. It's not like, because it is reversed, it's like now you're acting with this peaceful, calm motivation that is always on your shoulder, always here with you. Instead of like be dependent on those peak of motivation that you used to had, now you're like knowing, you know how to deal with that. You know that you're acting anyway because you're so connected to your vision, you're so connected to how you're perceiving this new world now that you know that you cannot go back to how you used to act. And that is so, people can feel it around. People can feel that you've understood something and that you do not have to worry and yet you do not have to go super fast, go super quick, because you know that everything will unfold perfectly in your favor. And by doing so, by relaxing about the fact that you're really okay about the rhythm of how things will flow to you, it will actually make this card like go back to his, oh my god, it will actually make this card go back to his normal position by understanding that you're okay, that things are not coming super fast in your way. By being calm about that, things will come actually really fast on you. Things will actually go super fast because you've understood those things. You've understood how you, like, the rules of this new game, the rules of the game of this new world that you're looking at. And that's like the most, like with the Death card and this 10 of Swords, that's like a card that really act the fact that you've killed your old version of you. Like, you've killed those old way of looking at the world. You've killed everything that was not from you. Before, you maybe you were acting because you wanted to make proud people, or because you were thinking that it was the good way. Even you were thinking that it was the good way for you, because you were like influencing yourself by things that you were looking around you. You were thinking that it was the good path for you. But now it's done. You're only acting from your impulse. Like, you're not acting to make the outside world validates you. You're even okay to act in a super original way, like maybe nobody have seen that before. You're okay to take a new path, a new way, leading yourself, to lead the others maybe. Whatever you want to do in life, you're meant to first experience it in your body, to be able to speak about that after. And I realized, like, I'm feeling that now you're in a moment where you're understanding what you've experienced and how you can speak about that, and how you can share, how you can like embody the things that you've understood. Now it's about embodying the lesson and all the realization that you just had, and embody the fact that you're not acting anymore with this old you, old behavior, old imitation, old way of thinking. And there will be moments where it will pop up, and maybe you're facing currently a moment where you're like, I don't know, probably not thinking 100% that you've killed this old version of you, but you've killed it, I promise. Because most of your time you're understanding this new way of looking at the world, where before you were most of your time thinking with this version of you that was completely hide from this new reality, from this new world that you're entering in. You were too much in your clouds, and now that you've seen the colors for the first time, you cannot go back to black and white. You cannot. You've seen the colors. You cannot like fake the fact that you've seen the colors. And if there are moments where you're going back to your black and white world, you will remember that you've seen the colors one day. And so you will go back to those colors. So you're free. You're free. You're free to do whatever you want now with this new way of looking at the world. Wow. I'm feeling it super strong, like a really beautiful energy of like rebirth. You've killed this version of you, and now you're in this rebirth process. And that's just a moment that you remember. You will remember that all your life. You will remember that shift the moment that you've started to understand what I'm saying. It's a moment you can even celebrate that. Why are you looking at what you have to do, or like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? Maybe you're just supposed to rest and embody that new reality and celebrate yourself by having those observations. I'm really proud that you're even here looking at this video and still being understanding what I'm saying, and like oh, and as we say it, like the devil, when you're looking at your world in black and white, be aware of those temptations. Be aware of what is distracting you from looking at the world with colors. Understand what is sometimes pull you back, take you back to your black and white world. Understand those things. Study them in order for you to go back to your black and white, to your colors world super fast. The purpose is to make this time of realization be more little and more little as soon as you're going in your spiritual path, in your spiritual way, because you're definitely on this path. So yeah, like look at what is actually distracting you from this colors world, this new world. Look at this, be aware. Introspect, as we said at the beginning of the video with the moon. Introspect, look at what is going on inside of you, what is triggering you, what are those things that put you back to your black and white world. Because if you're not observing them, how can you go out of those things faster the next time you're going into this black and white world? So to be able to really understand how you can go back to your colors world, try to understand what is distracting you. To be able to have a power on that, to be able to use that as a tool and not those temptations to use you as a tool. You're not the tool of the devil. He is your tool. Yeah, I think I've said what I was supposed to say. Congratulations to be at that moment of your life. That's amazing. You're growing so fast, and I'm really happy to be on your way at that moment, because that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. Thank you, and take care. Bye bye.